Well, according to Morgan, speech communities are groups that share values and attitudes about language use, varieties, and practices. In the past, speech communities occurred as face-to-face interactions within communities of speakers. Nowadays, we have technology, globalization, and exposition to English in different media. Morgan mentions that people relocate away from their families and home communities and build other relationships and interactions. In the case of my students, I can see that most of them come from different cities and small towns, and when they are together and while they are here, their language is changing. Interactions have a big importance in language, discourse, and verbal styles. Identity, ideology, and agency actually change in speech communities. Speech communities are often recognizable by circulation of discourse and the repetition of activities and beliefs and values about this topic, which are constantly discussed, evaluated, corroborated, mediated, and reconstructed by its members, according to Morgan. I used a small questionnaire to interview my students about speech communities. All of them could identify their speech community they belong to by their age, gender, and ethnicity. Well, instead of ethnicity, I would mention hometown. Most of my students come from a different hometown and they speak differently and they have different attitudes and values. They could express that they are different and they express in different ways with each other. Students show to have different dialects or variations according to their hometowns. Also, they share many linguistic things in common according to their age, by using words or expressions that are fashion or that they get out from the media, social media. Some of them included the importance of the gender. They say that they speak differently when they are only among girls from their own age than when there are men around. Some others identified academic languages or variations according to their interests. They said that they could identify speech communities at school. Some others said that they identified variations according to religion intensity. Most of them share the same religion, but not all of them have the same degree of involvement. And that, of course, affects the way they speak. A couple of girls identified a speech community related to the way people use language. They say that they don't belong to that speech community of the bad language, people who like swearing or using some low standard words. And they say that it is also a speech community. Online communities were also identified by those who enjoy social media, video games, and interact with different people from different places, geographical places. And they say that they share a code or a common speech depending on their interest. While the topic seemed to be interesting for them, I conclude that they got what a speech community is: a group of people who have something in common with each other talking about language, and which distinguishes the inflections that they use and the variations that are unique from one community to another. And sometimes those variations help to build ideologies and identities. Values, attitudes, and beliefs are expressed in those communities. Sometimes only values, sometimes only beliefs, or sometimes the three of them.